Hello and welcome. So this is a new video, and I want to talk about why I started a blog and why I love writing a blog. 9 years ago, or over 9 years ago, I was working for a contact centre, and it was through reading a book called The Diary of a Wag, I think it was something like that, where she writes a blog because she's very scatty. She's a typical stereotype of a wag because her husband plays football, and she decides to write a blog, and it becomes really successful, but she did it on a whim, and it kind of inspired me to want to reach out to people in a way that I never thought could be possible. I'm a 80s kid, a 90s kid, where I never always used to rely on social media. In fact, I was quite late in getting into all that. And it was through reading that book that I first started to write a blog post. And the two blogs that I started on, where I've gone back to, was my Google Blogspot sites. One called Organised for the Better, which I'm still writing now, and the other one was Building Self-Confidence, The Ugly Duckling. Because when I first heard the story of The Ugly Duckling, I remember thinking, God, that book sounds like that could have been me, because it did take me a long time to form friends when I started school, and it was like a long process for me to really adapt to the school world. But I sort of got into blogging because of those two sites, and then I came across WordPress, and at the time, now you do have to pay a small fee, but at the time it was a free service to use as well as Google. So I decided to write a blog post on there, and it was called, my username, Kaza Challenger 40. And then I started to watch videos like Tony Robbins, and I was still lacking in confidence about myself, and that's when I came up with Everyone Can Build a Castle, because it's basically symbolising that we can all build a happy life, but it can be a long process. And I like to think that I have, now I'm 42 going to 43, I have had a lot of experiences that I could share that would inspire other people, and that's what it comes down to. I love the community of being a blog writer because of the fact that I do have followers now, which I tweeted. My two best blogs on WordPress is The Parenting Adventures Tips and Tricks .wordpress.com and everyonecanbuildacastle.com, and them two have been so far the successes, along with Organised for the Better and the Building Self-Confidence, Ugly Duckling, are the four that's really done well for itself. But it took a long time. I didn't always blog every day. It became something that I did sort of at first. I sort of kept going backwards and forwards with it. But then when my son came along, and I wanted to share my experience of being a mum for the first time, and that's how it took off really, because it inspired me to write my first book called The Parenting Adventures, Pregnancy to the First 9 Months, and it was more like a diary form of my experience of becoming a mum for the first time. And then I wrote my second book in that series, and then I wrote my first novel, because I was always creating stories as a kid, but I wrote my first novel in my 30s when sorry about that, there's always traffic. Anyway, so it was something that took a long time for me to really establish, but I'm glad I've done. And I still love it, and there's times when I do take a break from it. I think that is important. You need to take a break from it, because just for your readers to catch, your audience that reads your blogs, to catch it up. But also it gives you a break from writing, because you know, even when writing a blog, you can get like writer's block, and that is your body telling you that okay, now you need to rest for a bit and then come back to it. And so that's what I've done, you know, in between blog writing, but it has been one of the best things I've done. And so, you know, that's really the story behind why I love blogging, because I love the community. I love it when I see another follower, because I know that it is actually reaching out to people like I wanted it to. And so, and then it stirred me into doing YouTube videos. And at the time, I didn't know anybody else in my circle of friends that was doing that at the time. That's why I did it, because it was something different. It helped me to share my experiences and read other people's blogs that inspired me. And it was through that book, The Diary of a Wag, that first inspired me. And then I really got into it when I worked at the contact centre. And then when I had when I had Henry, my son, that's when I really got back into writing again. And I'm glad I did. You know, I wasn't, you know, I didn't do it for the money. At one point I was harsh with myself, because I saw the success of that book, and I hoped that people would read my blogs. But when you write it, I had to find the process myself in order to keep it going. So at the beginning, I just wanted to test the waters, if you know what I mean. Before then, I seriously sat down and decided that this is what I was going to do every day. And it has been one of the best things I've done so far. There's other things I'd like to do now, because I've now got online courses. I've now got, you know, I have got my YouTube channel, you know, and I have done other jobs in between my blog writing, which has helped. But I didn't so rely on it at first, and my ambition now is to, because I've set up a educational YouTube channel, which is just started. So if you want to go over there, you can. I'll link it below. But it was just basically, you know, I like sharing my knowledge and to support other people that have also had self-confidence issues, and I just wanted to share the things that I've gone through and things that have happened in my life with other people, because, you know, I found the reading other people's blogs to help me as well. And that's how, you know, I got inspired by, you know, people like on YouTube, like Jordan Page, who I talk a lot about. You know, there's Louise Pentland, Kate Monet. You know, they all sort of started off with a blog, and then it then turned into a YouTube channel. And I didn't do it for the money. I did it because I just found it a good platform to share experiences without spending money. And so, you know, it's been a learning curve. I haven't always got views, but because I've stuck with it, I have started to get, you know, quite a lot of people following me now. And it is a long process. I don't expect success overnight, but that's my story. That's why I do it for. And if I can make a bit of money out of it, then that's fantastic. Now I'm looking to, you know, going out there again, and, you know, my ambitions now is to, you know, help other people with their, you know, looking for work that they really want to do, and what I'd like to be a mentor to other people. So that's my next sort of step. And also, you know, I have set goals for my books. I would like to have one of my books eventually to be a TV series one day. You know, and there's nothing wrong with wanting ambitions, even if they don't happen. It's good to keep evolving and wanting more. You know, I live my life to live and not to exist. And through my blogs, I've been able to do that. And so that's my story of why I love to blog and why I started, and I hope that this inspires you and encourages you to do the same. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.